Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates tonight. We have breaking news. A wildfire broke out in northern Idaho and firefighters responded. There was an active shooter there. Okay. They believe, for all intents and purposes, that the fire was set intentionally to go after the firefighters and or anyone else that's there. We have reports that multiple firefighters have been shot and at least two other law enforcement officers have been shot, and two of those people, whoever they are, have been passed away. I'm going to go right to Fox News to show you the latest on this information. Here's Fox News here.
Situation developing in Idaho. As you look at your screen right now, multiple firefighters have been ambushed and shot while responding to a brush fire in the city of Coeur d'Alene. Reports say multiple people have been injured. Police are asking people to avoid this area, and a press conference is scheduled for later this hour. We will bring you any new updates as we get them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Okay, the press conference is ongoing. Let me find that press conference and bring it to you live. Hold on a second.
My name is Dustin Mel.
Hold on a second. I'm bringing you the press conference. Just have a shake here.
Resources which
Energy dominance is a tug of war, and China is working hard to win. Tom Tillis is holding our ground, defending America's energy dominance, along with President Trump, Senator
up on the mountain right now. So,
Have any officers been hit?
as of right now, we don't have any officers that have been hit. Okay.
Can you just confirm, list all the law enforcement authorities that are here on scene?
Well, I have not gotten a list yet,
Okay.
but however, if, pretty much everybody that's in this region, we have some Spokane resources that are here. We have Marshal's office that is on scene, Bonner County Sheriff's here, Coeur d'Alene Police, of course, is here, Idaho State Police, but we have a multitude of resources right now. So, okay, what we'll do is Lieutenant Mark Ellis is going to be one of our press relations here, and we'll determine what time we'll do another press conference, or if the next one will just be a press release. So I'm thinking it'll probably be a press conference, and it'll probably be somewhere in the next 3 or 4 hours, unless something significant happens before then. Okay, thank you.
Okay, as you heard, no law enforcement officers have been hit yet, but at least 4 firefighters have been shot, and this is early on in this program. Okay, this is news breaking. This happened just after 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time in northern Idaho. The Kootenai Sheriff's Office is in charge of this investigation. Now, where it goes, we don't know. We don't have that information, and we will bring it to you as soon as we do. But at least 4 firefighters have been shot, and we don't know where it's going. Okay? We absolutely don't know where it's going at this point in time. There will be another press conference possibly later this evening when more information is available, but this is the story. Firefighters got called to a brush fire at a trailhead there in northern Idaho. When they reached the trailhead, an active shooter came up and started shooting at them, and at least four firefighters were down. Two of them were unresponsive at the beginning of this incident. Two of them were found to be unresponsive at the time that this incident began. That came over law enforcement radios. We have law enforcement radios. I'm a former law enforcement officer, guys. I'm not going to put that information out. Yes, I know Agenda Free TV is doing it. I believe he's wrong. You don't put that information out on live air. You just don't do it. Okay? I have real problems with that. I believe Steve is absolutely wrong for doing that. Okay? I may file a complaint to YouTube about him putting live law enforcement information out on the air. It's wrong. I don't care what it is, it's wrong. Okay? Yes, I understand he's getting new information by doing it, but I think it's wrong. Two law enforcement officers are up, well, multiple law enforcement officers are insane, as you saw there, but originally two law enforcement officers were up there, and there was some story that at least two law enforcement officers were down. We don't have any confirmation of that, as you heard the sheriff say just a few minutes ago. Now, if something changes, we'll bring you that information, but multiple firefighters have been hit. Four of them were reportedly have been shot, and there may be multiple others. They have not gotten confirmation of anybody that's been airlifted or anything. We have no information about that at all. Now, there was a sheriff's helicopter and there was a National Forest Service helicopter hovering over the scene. They were looking for people that may have been shooting. We don't have any pertinent information about the shooter at all. There was some talk about a shooter that's being sought in Washington State that's still at large, but we don't have any pertinent information about exactly who is doing the shooting. There may be also multiple shooters there. Does anybody have any questions for me? Sleeping Volcano says, what's wrong? What did I miss? I'm going to repeat the information that we have right now. This incident happened about 1:30 this afternoon, just after 1:30 this afternoon. Firefighters were called to a brush fire there at the trailhead there in northern Idaho. I know there's multiple trailheads, but I will not give out pertinent information again. But the sheriff and the firefighters were telling people to stay out of the area, and that's why I'm saying nothing about it at all. I'm not going to put that information out. Plus, there's families involved with these firefighters and law enforcement. Law enforcement officers are screaming all over that area, literally. There's SWAT team on board. There are sheriff's helicopters. There are National Forest Service helicopters up there, and they're looking for the suspect. Okay? 4 fires were taken down. At least 2 were unresponsive that I heard coming over the radio system during the radio broadcast. Rebecca's here in the chat saying authorities said they were using high-powered weapons. That's possibly true. That's possibly true. Do we have any other comments or any ideas about anything that's going on here? Yes, this is up in the panhandle of Idaho near the Washington border. You can go between Washington and Oregon very easily, okay? I've been there. I did a disaster drill in Spokane, Washington one time. My cousin that I hadn't seen for a lot of years came to visit me in Spokane while I was at that disaster drill in Spokane. She lived in Idaho, okay? So I know for a fact where things are up there. Plus, I used to live in southeastern Idaho myself. I don't think that fire was set by a malfunctioning engine. I think the fire was set on purpose. Yes, Sleeping Volcano says they're broadcasting at least 2 people that have passed on. Let me see if I can bring up Fox News again and see if they have anything else to say here. There's a couple different organizations that are broadcasting about this. News Nation's also got a report. I'm
We are
going to bring up
monitoring-
News Nation for you right now.
News reports of an active shooter situation in Idaho. The Shoshone County Sheriff's Office saying they're dealing with a shooting suspect in the city of Coeur d'Alene, just a half hour from Spokane, Washington. Idaho Governor Brad Little calling this an attack on firefighters. Posting on X, quote, multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in North Idaho. This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idahoans to pray for them and their families as we wait to learn more. Teresa and I are heartbroken as the situation is still developing. Please stay clear from the area to allow law enforcement and firefighters to do their jobs. Additionally, county officials ordering a shelter in place in that county, the county's emergency management telling people to avoid the area due to, quote, law enforcement activity. A Coeur d'Alene, a city council member telling News Nation that the city is working on releasing a statement with more information. Of course, we will keep you posted as soon as we learn more, but we are tracking this. The breaking news, it appears shots fired on firefighters in Idaho.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. Again, firefighters shot in Idaho. Multiple firefighters have been shot. There are reports of at least 2 people that have been shot and killed. Okay. We don't have any reports at all of law enforcement being shot or killed. According to the information from the local sheriff's office, no law enforcement officers have been involved as yet, but we have multiple law enforcement agencies on scene, including ATF. We have the state police up there. We have the Kootenai County Sheriff's up there. And this is over near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I know the reporter butchered the name of that town, but I've been in Coeur d'Alene myself. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is where it's at. There was a trailhead near there where all this broke out. Again, there's been a mass shooting, an active shooter in the area. Someone reported on the chat that a van was broken down there and the fire came out of from the van being broken out in the high brush. That's not the case. This was allegedly set. This fire was set out in the brush, came in as a wildfire, and then when the firefighters got to the scene, they found that they were under fire, and four firefighters have been down. 2 at least have passed away as of now. I know for a fact when I heard the information coming across the scanner that 2 people were down, unresponsive. Now they've been declared dead. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay? Anybody else have any information for me? Does anybody have any information for everybody else? Governor Brad Little said multiple heroic firefighters were attacked today while responding to a fire in northern Idaho. This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idahoans to pray for them and their families as we wait to learn more. He said he and his wife are heartbroken. I am heartbroken as well, as I was a former law enforcement officer, and before that I was a firefighter as well. Does anybody have any more information than I've told you as well? Brokefish Dan is here in the chat. He has to go. Brokefish, thank you all. Thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody here. Orange Blossom 461 is here saying 2 firefighters are dead. She's heard. That's the information I have as well. Like I said, if I get any more information, I'll be passing it on to you as soon as the information becomes available. Until then, guys, I will talk to you a little later. Hope you have a good night. Sage Pup and Sleeping Volcano, please be healed. God bless you. God be with you and your families as well. We appreciate and love you very much. We will talk to you a little bit later as soon as we have more information. Until then, we'll talk